All right, we're back. Episode 5. Well, 6. Is it 5? Episode 6? I don't know. Hey, welcome back to Hot Shots. We're going to call this one a special issue in the sense it's going to be called the reactionary issue because guess what? I haven't got shit to say today. That's kind of the mode of today. I was literally sort of sitting here yesterday. I was writing away. I was putting things together. Blah blah blah. I'm going, oh shit! You gotta, according to your plan, Vogel, you gotta, record this thing that you kind of kickstarted, and that at least, I think like 50 of you guys are watching, if that, and figured, fuck, like, what are we gonna talk about today? And I had no idea. I think I kind of was out of shit to say, maybe, but no, I'm not. But at the time, yesterday, I was sitting there going, "What the fuck? Like, what? There's got to be some sort of topic that you want to go through and maybe like just talk shit about and this, that, and the other." And then I went, not really, dude. Like, you kind of talked about everything that you wanted to talk about this week, and especially since I've already put together the newsletter for Friday, and I was like, what are we gonna do? And then I took a deep breath and went, dude, there's like millions of dudes out on this platform or any other platforms talking about alpha males, crypto, shit all day long without like zero reflection about the reality that they exist in. So I went, fuck it, we're gonna just record this and see where it goes. I have a bunch of like hot shots sort of saved on my phone, which I've switched off this time rather than last time. And it's again like I'm just gonna call it the reactionary issue because that's exactly what it is. Like, I saw a bunch of shit. It just made me go, what the fuck? And that's going to be it today. Let's see how that works. And again, the usual disclaimer, this is for adults. I will be swearing. I am kind of in a very sarcastic mood today, meaning that I will be taking the piss out of myself most of the time. So whatever, like moving on. Oh, we got some housekeeping to do, right? So I will be talking about this in Friday's newsletter as well, or the newsletter that you are getting this link with. Spotify playlists, they're done, right? I canceled my account. That thing's going to be over by, I think, the end of the month, like end of February, I think. And everything's over in time. That's it. It's super simple. The only difference is with Tidal, like it's not as, I guess, social as Spotify in the sense that you can't follow my account. So if you do like the playlists and you do enjoy those, then you're just going to have to wait for the links that I'll send out. I'll do that over the Telegram group, the newsletter, the usual fucking spaces. And we'll just do it like that. And I think that's the only big difference. For anybody that wants or is thinking about quitting Spotify, do so. We've talked about the reasons and this, that, and the other, but also the move was super simple. I could, even with, I think, was it 2.5 years of playlists, weekly playlists. So, I think it's like 130 at this point. It took all of like 20 minutes, and it just did it on my computer. I think it cost like $4, and that was it. Super simple, really easy to do. Anybody has any questions, drop me a line. Done. So that's that. The others, again, so not only have I saved the hot shots on this fucking phone, but I've also got it written down on a piece of paper, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of like being back at school and teaching and this, that, and the other. But fuck, there's so much random shit that happened the last couple of days. It's just, again, I think I'm getting to this point in the pandemic and like this sheer amount of isolation and bullshit that, I think obviously the experience isn't singular. I think it's relatively the same anywhere I go to, like whoever I speak to, it's relatively simple, or not simple, the same. But let's talk about the pandemic for just a brief second, right? So yesterday I got a bunch of emails and like Twitter notifications, this and the other, that in the US is saying the pandemic is over, mask mandates are done, and like we're opening up and everything's done. And I was just like, wait, did you guys ever fucking lock it down in the first place? Don't think you did. Not like, New Zealand or Australia or even parts of Europe. But they still made such a big deal out of it. So as far as I'm concerned, fuck, dude, like that's, pandemic's still happening. People are still dying in fucking troves. And sheesh, be careful out there, man. And on a more serious note, yes, it's only or predominantly unvaccinated people that are dying, or elderly, or people with diseases, or some sort of fucking compromised immune system. Saying that it doesn't matter. People are still dying, irrespective of their vaccination status, irrespective of their fucking pre-underlying conditions, as you want to call them, just being human, they shouldn't be. And it's kind of up to us to make sure that that doesn't happen. So giving in to the pandemic at the point where you have thousands of people dying every day, not cool. Not okay with me. As much as I want this shit to be over, it's not. And trust me, I really want this to be over. Like I miss going to shows badly. It's kind of what I do. Like I don't go to clubs. I don't really go to bars that often. I go to shows. I like going to dirty, sweaty, loud metal shows and banging the shit out of my body. I haven't done that in like 2.5 years, and it fucking sucks. I wish I could. I won't, for all the obvious reasons, but fucking A, man. This shit ain't over. Sorry. I wish I could say so, but it's entirely not up to me anyway. But yeah, that was kind of the more serious topic, whatever the fuck you want to call that, that I had going on. And the other note, like, what was it? Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? In the ongoing saga of Boris Johnson saying there were no parties at his fucking workplace, blah 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 blah. Some picture sort of appeared with him, when there was a bottle of champagne on the desk, and I'm sitting here going, right. So we've had, and obviously, like England is, super important to me. That's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. And even though I haven't lived there for a long time, it's still, they pay very close attention to the place. What blows me away about this entire thing is for the last 10 years, the fucking Tories have been in power, and they've done everything in their fucking power to fuck everyone over. I saw the country at times where I thought, well, it's not going to get any worse than this. It fucking did. And for the last 10 years, they've done everything they can to genuinely fuck every single person so hard. And now, in typical English fashion, people have gone, well, this and the other, didn't didn't blink. And all of a sudden, that bastard of a fucking prime minister, and he is, like, it's been on record for how much of a cunt that dude is. None of this should come as a surprise. People are losing the collective shit about him lying about fucking house parties. Deep breath, Stephen. Wow. I mean, if that's what it takes, cool. I'd be happy to see the back of the bastard, but he's just going to be replaced by another cunt, and that's that. So that again, like the media fanfare of him being caught lying. Jeez, the fuck, that's all he does. Nothing comes as a surprise. The only solution to that bastard is for everybody to put down their job, go on a general strike, and bring the entire economy to a standstill. But that's that's just me. Anyway, moving on from that one, just to quickly come back to the whole Tidal Spotify thing, what really fucking cracked me up, I think it's like earlier in the week, and I'm surprised it took this long, but a bunch of bros, I know some of these people, which is always kind of surprising, and especially more in the musical community that does weird music like hip-hop, went on to start selling a bunch of merch defending Joe Rogan. I know. I mean, at this point, you can't even make this shit up anymore. You're just sitting there going, "All right, okay. So what is this? Is this just like shit posting? Are we? Is this being sarcastic? No." And I kind of talked to a few of these cats, and I was like, "Hey, so what's the deal? Like, are you being serious about this?" And of course they were. Of course, because everything when it comes to selling shit, everything's a spiel, and it's just whatever. But yeah, it fucking cracked me up. It's hilarious how quickly people are willing to jump to the defense of multimillionaires that truly do not give a flying fuck about me, about you, about anyone else. And when you got people out there going, "Oh shit, yeah, I can make a quick buck of this," and you're like, oof. Again, I had to take a deep breath, laugh a little while, and sort of go, "Not my circus, not my monkeys," but fucking hilarious. Again, this episode is called The Reactionary Issue. And I think this is what everybody does online, right? The reactor shit, which I find kind of amusing. I'm always banging on about being unreactionary but actionable. Again, like I woke up this morning going, "What the fuck, man? Like, what's even real anymore?" So there you go. Here we go. We're doing this too. On a more, not serious note, but what I find is really interesting. I'm sure, as some of you readers have noticed, I've been talking a lot about, over the last year, I've been talking a lot about Central and South American politics and what's going on over there. And, one of the biggest countries in South America, Brazil, has got the fucking main election in, was it October, I think, this year? And Lula, the president that there was, the socialist president, socialist president, that was put in prison by Bolsonaro is back on the ballot. So that's something to look forward to, because if that all goes to plan, which I think it might, again, fuck this screensaver went out again. Got to work on that. If all that goes to plan, that could mean pretty much the vast majority of Central and South America going back the way they should, and that's interesting. So keep an eye out on that one. I'm kind of excited about how that's going to work, because obviously Bolsonaro is just as bad as any of the fucks we've seen in England or in the US. So yeah, interesting on that one. Fun fact about, and I know I'm jumping here, but it is just the nature of today's episode, and that's that. So we got a new government in Germany, right? A couple months ago, end of last year at some point. And, you know, me being me, no hopes, whatever, I truly couldn't give a shit less. Interestingly enough, the foreign ministry went to the Green Party, and our current foreign minister is their top candidate, a woman. So half of conservative Germany is losing their collective mind over the fact that it's a woman. And she's relatively young. She's sort of younger than I am, I think. She's like late 30s, early 40s, something like that. Not that that has any bearings on her qualifications or whatever. It has no bearings on my distaste to anybody in politics in this country. But there was this massive two little scams over here, which just cracked me up. And I know I rarely speak about shit that goes on over here, because most of the people watching and reading this are in the US and in England and in Japan, actually. So what we do here doesn't really bear any relevance, but at this one kind of, because it's symptomatic, right? It's a wonderful symptomatic case of sexism and media fanfare, and just how fucking conservative this fucking country is at times. Well, not at times, always, even though our international PR says otherwise. So the foreign minister, Baerbock, her name is, hired a person, non-German, American, but I think it's going to be nationalized relatively soon, who used to be in charge of Greenpeace to help her work in the foreign ministry. And holy fuck, the conservative, whatever shit show you want to call it in this country, lost their collective mind. It was fucking hilarious. I think you had one of the general secretaries of the Bavarian Conservative Party literally went, all right, so we got Greenpeace in our foreign ministry. What's next? Like, is Antifa going to become a foreign, domestic fucking whatever? Holy smokes! I can't even put it into words. It was. I think it happened on Twitter. It went onto the main news. Like, it got on fucking national television and shit, right? And I just went, wait, what in the where are we? What's going on? Like, some person just hired some consultant who happened to work for Greenpeace, and Greenpeace, it's not even that radical, hardly. And yeah, once again, I think it's just worth pointing out that irrespective of whatever image this country may have abroad, being left or socialist, it's not. It's so utterly fucking conservative in terms of our governments. It's beyond words. And the fact that, a large part of the conservative movement here, or the conservative parties who run a lot of shit in this country, literally went, they had a heart attack. They had a collective heart attack about a person who used to work for Greenpeace, now working for the more foreign ministry, and they went, holy shit, man, the anti-fascists are taking back power. I wish. Not happening. Anyway, worth noting. Jumping back again, I got a couple more things. So, again, it's going to be a short episode, I think, which is fine by me. Caught a glimpse of American television yesterday. The day before yesterday, not entirely sure, and it's, what's the channel called? MSNBC, some shit like that. Apparently, I was informed, I left my channel. I'll let that stand there in itself. Anyway, some person, I think this name is Reverend Al Sharpton, who I've seen before on TV and some other shit. I don't know who the fuck he is. I really don't. I know he's a reverend, and that's all I know. And some other person, they had an hour of primetime TV because some poor bastard got caught stealing steak out of a Trader Joe's. An hour. And they, again, literally lost their fucking mind about people stealing food. In a country where, I think, the majority of you motherfuckers don't have enough cash to pay rent and buy food? wow, just again, like I think I'm like, again, like I'm stuck on this whole media perception talk. Like the last couple of weeks, I'm finding it increasingly interesting for whatever reason. But that blew my mind. I actually sat down and watched like 20 minutes of it and went, okay, cool. So that's happening. Some poor bastard didn't have enough food, stole 10 steaks, and you got put on primetime TV for an hour. Right. We can talk about the real theft, wage theft, capitalism, this, that, and the other, but fuck no, let's talk about some poor bastard who can't feed himself buying steak. So, on that note, the official stance of this channel and all of who I am and who I present, there is no shoplifting. You don't see it. It never happened. And if you do, by what sort of miraculous thing, see it happening, you didn't. Right, you get what I'm trying to say, right? And that's that. And last but not least, and this cracked me up, and it's kind of cracking me up that I'm even talking about it because I tend not to want to talk about brands or what the fuck they're up to. But I have a few friends who work at the German sports company Adidas, right? Pegatrona. I'm sure you've seen this. And she posted a new Adidas Sports women's campaign the other day for a new line of sports bras. I have obviously no need for it and no perception thereof, and hardly in the position to judge or to even have an opinion on it. However, their marketing was unusual, so to say. It's basically showed a large number of half-naked women with the marks. I guess sports bras are an issue. I asked a few of my female comments over here, and they're like, "Hey, fuck yeah, it's a huge problem," and brought on to Adidas for doing so. And I was like, "Okay, cool." So props to them for doing that. Just for the sake of pissing people off. But holy shit, once again, like the reaction thereof, like Facebook and Instagram, like fucking bought all their shit online, which I find highly amusing, considering how much money that brand must spend on advertising online. But more importantly, the feedback I got from people who work at Adidas about a large number of, let's call them men, I don't think they're men, but male perceived people, just losing their shit about a sports company doing advertising with the human anatomy. Awesome. To that I say, even though I don't endorse any brands, and I never will, right on, you did well on that one. Cool. And that's kind of it for today. Again, I said it's the reactionary issue. I'm not particularly good at all this reactionary shit. Maybe I'll be back next week with a topic worth talking about. And for the time being, what is it? It's fucking 3:30 on a Thursday. Gonna do a bit of writing, maybe have a beer. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry if you were expecting anything worth your time, but this is just, like I said, like none of this shit is edited, none of this shit is planned. It's just off the cuff. I'm having fun doing this. See you next week, I guess. Peace.